First thing we'll do is import our IGES file. So here we'll change to IGES, we'll select the file that we want to import, and we'll validate. Like that, TopSolid'7 goes to work and imports the IGES file. Here you see it show up in our project tree. Now let's take a closer look at the model. Maybe the first thing that we want to do is run our healing wizard. First we want to check the geometry for errors. There are none, so we'll continue and we'll have TopSolid automatically try to sew it. Here with these orange edges you see all the areas that are currently open, and we even give you a list telling you that there's 10 holes open. Next we'll try to simplify all of the geometry as well, and finally we'll do one more check for anything that's invalid, and like that the healing wizard is complete. However, we still have work to do. First, to make things easier to see, we're going to change the color. Now let's see if we can close up some of these gaps. Maybe we'll start by choosing the fill hole command. As we fill holes, the software will automatically sew it to the model. And like that, you can see it looks like those surfaces belong there as part of the native model. Now let's go to this area. At first we don't see a preview because we have to turn smooth edges off, and it's because of the hard edge down at the bottom there. So like that, we have filled quite a few holes. Now here we have an internal and external boundary. So in this case, we'll use a different command. We'll use lofted. We'll select that profile and that profile. If you notice, their sync points don't line up, so we'll just drag them around. And from there validate. And now we have our surface. Next, we'll go to the other end of the model and continue with the loft function. We'll go from that edge to that edge, double click to invert. Now we have our surface. Again, same thing over there, double click to invert. And one more time out here. And like that, we've made the three surfaces missing on that end of the model. Next, we'll flip the part over and go to the other side. We'll zoom up, and in this case, we'll use a constrained surface. And what's really cool here is the fact that you can just directly select the edges of the model. You don't have to go and create any curves or anything. And like that, TopSolid will create the surface automatically for that section. Next, maybe we'll try to use fill hole again on this area. And what you'll see is that the software does fill the hole, but maybe the faces aren't ideally what you're looking for. So let's undo that and try a different solution. First, however, maybe we'll go ahead and sew together everything we've done. And notice as we start sewing, the software is dynamically showing you the areas that are still open. As we select the surfaces that we used to fill in those holes, those orange edges are being removed dynamically. This is a great way to know that what you've created is going to work on the fly before you ask the software to actually do the operation. Next, we'll try something a little different. We're going to go ahead and make some copies of some faces. And the reason we're going to copy faces is because this is really a sheet metal part. It's a formed part. Therefore, it should have a constant and uniform wall thickness. So we'll see if we can apply a little cheating method. To start with, we're going to create a filter to make it easy to hide our part so we can see the two faces that we've copied. Let's go ahead and measure. And here we'll see that the wall thickness is 4 millimeters. Now we'll go ahead and activate that filter. And now let's see if we can offset these faces those 4 millimeters. Like that, we'll select the face, and you can see dynamically you can play with the offset value. You just double click right on the balloon out there, set it to 4. Do the same thing to that face, set it to 4, and validate. Like that, let's deactivate our filter. The surfaces look great. Let's see if we can sew everything together. Looks perfect, and like that, we now have our solid model ready to work on inside of TopSolid'7.